Here we go. Good morning, everyone. So Saturday, I got my second vaccine, and when we got home, Bill and I had the same appointment at the same time. So when we got home, I wasn't, the shot didn't hurt me in any way, just a little sore, but I was not feeling happy about it. And I said, we still have 2 weeks before we're fully vaccinated. And Bill said, really? It's over, we're done. And I thought to myself, oh my God, how right. I should be so grateful, so incredibly grateful for having, come this far. How can I possibly give it a negative label? So with that in mind, it reminded me that the importance of being grateful for every little step, every little thing along the way, being just grateful as progress occurs. We don't have to have the end result yet to be grateful for the steps in between. So with that in mind, please come inside, close your eyes. Focus on your breath. And today I would like to try with you the Ujjayi breath. Ujjayi breath is known as the breath of victory. And it is said to be used by warriors, and we're all warriors, to help you focus, And you'll see why when we do it. So the idea is to constrict any airflow, to constrict your throat, to block it so that the air that comes in through your nose, and I put my tongue behind my teeth up at the palate to help me close off my throat, because that's what we're trying to do. And what you achieve is an ocean sounding breath. You can hear your breath very loud inside your head. So see if you can try that with me. So you can see as you take those deep breaths and the air seems to come right into your head, it helps you to focus. So this is a good breath to do when you're in a pose, when I ask you to hold the pose and you think, oh my gosh, she's crazy. And you can use this breath and it will help you to stay in your pose. After your next exhale, return to your natural breath and open your eyes. So we will begin, as usual, with hands down by your hips. Walk your right hand away. Lateral stretch to the right. This time you're going to send your left hand now up to the sky. You're going to rotate your arm from the shoulder socket, rotate it so that your thumb is facing away from you. You're going to bend your elbow and bring the back of your hand to the back of your heart and open it up and use that hand to send your heart upward. Send your left hand back up to the sky. Turn your torso, bring your left hand to your right knee, slide your right hand behind you and look over your right shoulder. As always, when you inhale, you lengthen, you elongate your spine. And when you're empty of breath, you maybe can twist a little bit more. Take advantage of that emptiness. Bring your right arm up alongside your ear and slowly turn to the middle. Send your arms back behind you, yoga mudra behind you, that's interlaced fingers. And place them on the mat behind you and push them in just a little as you open up your heart once again. And then release. Left arm goes out to the side. Right arm alongside right ear, stretch your right side body. Send your right fingers to the sky. Rotate your arm. Place the back of your hand to the back of your heart and open it up. Release your right arm. Rotate your whole torso. Bring your right hand to your left knee. Left hand slides back behind you. Look over your left shoulder. Bring both arms alongside your ears and twist back to center. This time, you're going to place your hands flat on the mat behind you, fingers pointing forward. You'll just rest on your wrists for a moment to open up your heart a little deeper back bend than we did before. Inhale, and then on an exhale, spring off your fingers and fold over your legs. Any amount. On an inhale, slowly unfold. Remember that you can change the crossings of your legs at any time if we don't want our legs to fall asleep. So when we're in cross-legged position for a while, please go ahead and do that. All right, so we're going to make some circles all the way around. Circles with our hip creasers. So these are hip circles. And the next time you're facing forward, pause and circle the other way. And then come to center and pause. Now release your legs for sure, shake them out. Rotate them. Okay. Dandasana. toes to the sky, elbows reaching behind, fingers pointing forward, heel of your hand at the back of your hips, near the edge of your hips. Crown of your head is reaching up for the sky, a mountain spine. You can press into the mat, or if you're on a blanket, into the blanket a little bit to help lift your spine. But when you do that, don't do this. You're not sending your chest out, you're sending your spine up, right? And relax. Inhale, gather. Exhale, bring that energy to your heart. Inhale, exhale. Going to add our knees. Inhale, bend your knees, feet are flexed. Exhale, point and straighten. Inhale, bend and flex. Exhale, straighten and point. Inhale, bend and flex. Straighten and point. Keep it going. And pause. So one of my kind of favorite poses that's great for your shoulders and also for your joints, your elbows and your wrist, everything comes into it here. And it also works on our spine because we're going to be doing a form of cats and dogs. So place one forearm over the other. And bow your head inside your forearms, inside your arms. So we're going to do bat wings now. So imagine you're a bat hanging upside down in your cave or on your tree or wherever you like to hang out. And more nighttime comes. Time to wake up, go get breakfast. You're going to lift your head. Take your time. You've been asleep all day. And you're going to begin to spread your wings, but you're going to do it very, very slowly. And your first stop, your fingers are pointing forward, your elbows are bent. Inhale. And send your elbows back behind you. Keep your fingers pointing forward as if your elbows wanted to touch. So you see the work we're doing on our shoulder here. And then you're going to open up your wings and begin to fly away. On an exhale, you're going to curl your spine behind you as you bring the palms of your hands together. You're going to reverse your arms so that the back of your hands are touching. Push the air away as you send your spine forward. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Keep it going. And then when your wings are wide open, we go in reverse. Elbows back behind you. Elbows move a little forward, fingers forward. Forearm over forearm, back into your cave. Release your arms. All right, good. Oh, bring the soles of your feet together. Yeah, had to think for a minute there. We're going to do a little bit more work with our forearms, our elbows here. So place your forearms on top of each other. Doesn't matter which is on top. And maybe what you'll do, since you had your forearms in place for bat wings, do the opposite of what your natural inclination is for this pose. So this is Tadasana, the six-pointed star. So you're going to try to keep your back as long and straight as possible. You're going to inhale, come forward just a little bit. Inhale again, and on an exhale, come forward a little bit more. This may be as far as you go throughout this whole pose. So you stop wherever you wish to stop. So that was 2 breaths. 3rd breath, you might try again. And maybe this time, that is definitely as far as you can go with a flat back. So you're going to inhale and then exhale and bring your forearms over your ankles or your shins or whatever you reach, or they may be just still floating in the air. It doesn't matter because you're still creating that 6-pointed star. So your forearms are the base of one triangle, your hips, the point, the apex, your feet, the apex, and your knees to your knee to knee is the other, or your hips again is the base of that triangle. So we have our 6-pointed star. Polaris, the North Star. It's also a Star of David for those of you who just celebrated Passover. And very gently, let's unfold. So you're lifting your arms, you're unfolding your whole torso. Bring your forearms back in front of you and release your star. Okay. Straighten your legs. All right. Bring your right knee into your chest, your thigh and knee come into your chest, hug your leg. Then open it out to the side. Send your arms up overhead. Inhale, and on an exhale, you're going to begin to hinge forward. Engage your abdominal muscles to give you more space in your middle and to protect your lower back. And you're going to hinge over your extended leg any amount. Each time you do this, you will go a little bit closer and a little bit closer and a little tiny little bit to eventually you'll be able, and some of you already are, able to come all the way over your leg. Look up. Release your right hand. Follow your fingers as you reach for the sky. Bring your arm down by your hip. Now, you may wish to stay right here, or some of you may wish to use your left hand as your propeller to come up on to your right shin. And let's take advantage of this position to open up our hearts again. Send your left arm back behind you. Open your heart to the sky. And then let your left arm lead you back down. Lengthen your right leg. Bring left knee into your chest. Hug it, thank it, be grateful for your leg. It carries you around all day long. And then let it rest, let it open up. Remember, your extended leg is active. So I didn't point that out before, but your toes or to the ceiling so that your foot is flexed, your muscles are engaged. Inhale your arms all the way up. Exhale, begin your journey down. Engage those abdominal muscles to protect your back, to give you more space. And come down any amount over your long leg. Remember Ujjayi breath when you're holding a pose. Look up. Send your left arm up to the sky. Follow your fingers as they come down alongside your hip. Again, stay here or use your right arm to bring you up onto your shin. Open up your heart. Close your heart. Bring your right hand down to lead you back down. Excellent. All right. Okay, so we're going to come on to hands and knees. We're just going to be here for a little bit. All right, so in table pose, your wrists are under your shoulders or a little bit forward of your shoulders if that is too much for your wrists. Knees under hips. And rotate your arms so that the crease of your elbow comes towards your index finger. And we're going to do some cats and dogs here. Inhale, curl your spine towards the mat to make a U shape. Send your heart forward a bit. Exhale, reverse the curve of your spine, arching towards the sky. Feel your shoulder blades spreading apart. Sits bones reaching downward. Inhale, come back to your U shape. Exhale, cat. Come back to dog. And then from dog, come to a neutral spine. We're going to do a puppy pose now. So in puppy pose, your hips are going to stay right where they are now, underneath your hips. You're going to step your right arm forward on the mat and then your left arm forward on the mat. And the way we have our head between our arms in downward facing dog, you're going to do the same thing in little puppy. So the puppy, so your arms might have to lengthen a little bit more. You're going to come down. Your head's not going to come to the mat. You're just stretching away as if you were pushing the mat away with your hands. Stretch your arms forward and come to your puppy. Slide your hands in just a little bit more towards your knees. Turn under your toes. Downward facing dog, grown-up dog, adult dog. No grown-ups, just adults. Remember, chest towards thighs. Still pushing that mat away isometrically with your hands. Heels towards the mat. Try that Ujjayi breath right here. And then you're going to walk your feet to your hands. And stay folded over in Uttanasana. And then spread your wings, fly out and up, and bring your prayer to your heart. Okay, good. So there's a pose that I'm very fond of, that triangle pose that I don't seem to do a lot in the class because they don't always fit into the themes I have for my classes. But excuse me. I love triangle, and we're going to work on that pose today. But first, I'm going to get something for this little tickle in my throat. Just give me a second. So disadvantage, so excuse me, I have a Ricola in my mouth. So the disadvantage when you're on the floor and you're able to fold so far over that your nose hits the mat. When it's a dirty rug, this is what happens. Okay, so. So come to your mountain first. Remember, you're rotating your arms forward, up and back, letting your arms fall comfortably by your side, crown of your head to the heavens, feet rooted into the earth. Bring your belly toward your spine, and you want to work your abdominal muscles here because, and I just want to show you this, I could be standing in my beautiful mountain, but my belly is hanging out. So I don't want to do that. I want to bring it in, but I don't want my chest moving out either. You want a nice, beautiful mountain, doesn't have, you know, these things coming out of it. So you want to keep your line, everything in line, this beautiful shape that you have. Your abdominal muscles help you to raise your ribs higher so that you come closer to the sky, and you will keep your whole spine in line. All right, let's do a little sun salutation. Inhale your arms out and up. Exhale that energy from the sun down to your heart. We're going to have a lot of it today. Inhale. And exhale. Once more. Inhale. And exhale. Okay. So to talk about triangle pose, it is very similar to Warrior Two. So let's come to Warrior 2 feet. And Warrior 2 feet, so first let's start with your feet wide apart, your toes facing forward, and then your right foot, you swivel on it so that your toes are facing away, and then maybe you'll heel toe your foot a little farther apart. You'll bend your knee so that your knee is over your ankle, your knee over your middle toe. You want to make sure that your right leg here is rotating outward. So that allows you to do that, your knee over your middle leg. Also, you put some pressure on the outside of your foot, and that helps as well. So let's come into our Warrior Two. So in Warrior Two, I'm always telling you to square your shoulders, right? You may not be able to turn your hips because of the degree of your legs all the way. Some of you will be able to and still keep this leg where it belongs, but you can move your shoulders, right? So this is the same position for triangle. course, there's a difference. And what we often hear, and there's nothing wrong with this instruction, is to send your right arm forward, straighten your leg to come into triangle. All right, so you come into triangle. And triangle is a straight leg with the back of your hand inside your leg. Send your fingers up to the sky. Now, if you had a block, you could use a block and the inside of your leg to put your hand on the block. Come back to warrior two. And what I want to show you for triangle is the alignment of your shoulders. So we talked about so you have a straight leg in triangle, and you want to keep your shoulder in line with your leg. And that's why you could place your arm here, but it's better inside. Now, a lot of teachers will have you put your hand on your shin. I do not like that. There's nothing wrong with it, providing you're not putting any weight on it. You're in a very vulnerable position here with your shin. So you don't want to put weight on it. You can touch it lightly and still come up. So the safest place, though, is to bring it inside. Okay. So I talked about, this is one way to get in. But what you really need to do, if I'm going to keep my whole body as if it's between like two panes of glass, and not everybody is the same. So not everybody is going to do this perfectly, right? Each of our bodies, Lord knows I'm one to talk because I have all these anomalies with my skeleton. So straighten your right leg and put your hand on the very top of your right thigh. And literally take your left hip, lift it up. And so you're bringing your right hip underneath your left hip. And if this is too much, do not lock your knee. So it's better if it's a little soft. So you don't want it so straight. Now, the thing I always say the thing about triangle is a triangle is all straight lines. So my torso needs to stay straight too. What we tend to do is this in triangle. You don't want that. So it's better off if you stay high in your triangle than curl over. All right, we want all straight lines. We want hip on top of hip. We want a long torso. Hand coming inside, left hand reaches up to the sky. And once you have your balance, your feet are flat, all 5 toes on the mat. You can then look up at your left hand, right? And then come out of your triangle. Toes point back where we started. Okay. And now we'll do the other side. Left foot swivels, right? And another thing that's important that I didn't mention before, but I think all of you know these poses well enough now, at least warrior two, that it should be heel to heel or heel to arch. Whichever works better for your body. There is no hard, fast rule here. A lot of teachers insist on it's heel to heel or heel, but it's your balance, it's your body, so you pick where it is. But what you don't want is this foot here and that foot out in that direction for you to have a safe pivot of your hips, right? Bend your left knee, knee over ankle. Rotate your leg outward. Shoulders squared, arms long. You're looking over your left leg. Straighten your right arm, bring your left hand to the top of your hip, and you're almost pushing gently, nothing hard. You're pushing so that your hips can pivot one on top of the other, and your spine automatically lengthens. Bring your left hand inside, then look up at your right hand, or not. If that's going to throw your balance off too much, then that's not necessary. Bend your knee, come back to your warrior. Point your toes forward and walk your feet together. Okay. Shake out a little bit. Shake your legs out. All right. Okay, so let's do a little balancing. Okay, so let's see how long we can balance on just standing on our left leg. Couple of things to point out to you though. When we stand equally on both legs. Now, it's hard for me to do because I have one leg longer than the other. And that's a result of this weird skeleton scoliosis. So I have to work to get my hips even because one hip is higher than the other. So I have to work a little bit. But I'm never going to have perfect alignment, and that's okay. So again, everybody is different. Bring your weight on your left foot. Come onto the ball of your foot. But again, what we don't want is you to hike your hip up. You want to try and keep them as square as possible. So come on the ball of your foot and then check your hips. Check that you haven't lifted one up or stuck the other one out to the side. You want them still in that nice long supporting position. All right. So your weight is shifted to your left foot. You're going to come on to the your tiptoe of your right foot and then lift it up. Yeah. And hold it as long as you like. Ujjayi breath. Come out at any time. Okay, and then bring it down. That was great. Good. Other side, remember those square hips. First, come on to your toes. Remember, when you step on a stair, when you're climbing stairs, this is what you do, right? And you're going to hold it for a little while. Oops. And bring it down. Okay, good. All right, so now we're going to do some squatting, some bending down, getting our knees and hips, and squatting is important so that there never comes a day where we can't get up and down from our chair, right? It's hard, I know, but still. Or it's hard from getting up and down from the floor, for me anyway. All right, so you're going to come to sit in your chair, right? And in your chair, you bend your knees, your hips go back like you were going to sit in a chair, but you want to try and keep your spine long, right? So there's no curling like this. You want to keep it long as best as your body will allow you to. You're going to send your arms back behind you, then swing them slowly forward so that they're both alongside your ears. Again, make sure your feet are flat on the mat. No going back or going forward. You need every inch of your foot. No grabbing the mat with your toes. Doesn't work to use your toes like fingers. Ujjayi breath. And push your feet into the mat and straighten your legs. Excellent. Good. We're going to do that one more time before we come down to the mat. In fact, that's how we'll come down to the mat. So send your arms back behind you. As you move them forward, bend your knees, sit in your chair. Maybe you want to sit into it a little bit more comfortably. Arms alongside your ears or as close as you can get. You can leave them straight out in front if that works better for you. And now you're going to bend them a little bit more. You're going to lift your hips. You're going to bring your hands to the mat. Okay, so we're almost there. And then you'll make your way down to the mat. And when you get down to the mat, you'll come back to Dandasana, where we started a lot earlier. You're going to send your arms straight out and above and hold them there for a minute. You're going to bend your knees. You're going to inhale and exhale and hinge. Remember, you're hinging from your hips. No belly work here. Straight, so engage your abdominal muscles. Come forward any amount and take hold of your feet, your ankles, your whatever you can comfortably reach. And just fold over. We did this earlier with one leg, and now we're doing it 2 legs. Paschimottanasana, the Western stretch. Some of you may have nice flexible hamstrings, and you can straighten your legs, or not. Ujjayi breath. Notice when you do that when you're in a pose that you're holding, how it takes your attention away from the pose or from the difficult part of the pose. So look up and slowly, as you slide your hands back, slowly unhinge. And you're going to make your way fully onto your back to come into Shavasana. Allow your whole back body to give into gravity, to surrender to the earth. Allow your muscles and joints to reset and allow your body to assimilate all of the energy you just generated in your beautiful yoga practice. Make sure your arms are rotated so that your palms are reaching up to the sky. Take a deep breath. Roll your head from side to side. Make gentle movements with your hands and your feet. Send your arms overhead, back behind you, your feet in the opposite direction for a great big full body stretch. Then bring your knees into your chest, hug them, and roll from side to side to massage your back. And then come to center. And release your legs and roll over on to your left side to expose the right side, the sun side, to prepare you for the day ahead. And then make your way up to sit. And those of you who are staying for meditation, make yourself comfortable. Get into your position. If you're sitting in a chair, you know you want your feet flat on the ground. If you're sitting like I am, it's your butt that's on the ground and your legs. So it's about grounding. It's about being connected to the earth. Hands on your thighs, either upward or down. Down suggested gives you a little more grounding. Up is in a receiving position. Whatever is more comfortable. As you close your eyes, follow your breath, but do not change your breath, your natural breath. Just notice it. Notice the journey your breath makes from the moment you breathe in until every last bit of that breath is exhaled. And when you find yourself distracted, do not fight that distraction. Simply come back to your breath. So I thought we would do our gratitude meditation today. Being grateful for the little things or the things we take for granted every day. What we will do is write a few letters. One to our body, one to the earth and the heavens, and one to spirit. And let's start with ourselves, to be grateful to ourselves. Dear body, thank you for taking me where I wish to go. Thank you for all of my senses, allowing me to feel, see, hear, taste, and smell. How lovely these gifts. They enrich my everyday experiences. And bring your attention to your heart. Thank you, dear heart, for every beat, for your nourishing rhythm. And thank you to all of my vital and intricate inner network. Feel your wholeness, your whole body. Thank you, dear body, for being so unique, like a work of art sculpted just for me. Thank you for keeping me whole and alive inside this beautiful place, so I can live this precious life. Thank you to the earth and the heavens. Thank you, dear Mother Earth, for embracing me and weaving me into your precious ecosystem. Thank you for the sunrise that fills me with hope, for the colors you paint all around me, the greens, browns, pinks, yellows, and all the colors in between, the unlimited beauty. Thank you. For the rain that nourishes your flora, for the rainbows that color the sky, for the food you give us so generously. Thank you for the snow that shimmers like frosting and invites children to play. Thank you for the sunset that calms my heart, for the evening sky filled with sparkling stars that tickle my eyes. Thank you, dear moon, for illuminating the night sky and keeping us close to this earth, our home. To every person, every creature who I have ever known, I send my gratitude. To those with whom I have clashed, as well as those who I have loved deeply. Thank you for the lessons you taught me that allowed me to grow. Thank you for your unconditional love, your patience, your guidance. Thank you for making me laugh, for sharing my tears, for listening to my heart. Thank you for making me stronger, for challenging my beliefs, my instincts, for contributing to who I am today and who I will be tomorrow. Thank you to the divine spirit that fills me with infinite love. Thank you for keeping me safe, for holding me close. Thank you for giving me courage and letting me know how powerful I am and that I will thrive. And bring your awareness to your beating heart. And feel your heart filled with compassion, compassion that comes from the gratitude that you share. Gratitude and compassion, not only to others, but to yourself. Be grateful for everything. I am grateful. Say it to yourself. I am grateful for me. I am grateful for the power inside of me. Bring your hands to your heart. Feel that heartbeat that you just spoke to. Bow your head. Feel your energy pulsating. And as you lift your head, slowly open your eyes. Thank you so much. Namaste.